Not as Christmassy as I expected. Looks creepy, though.
Well, let's get started.
Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the festive 3-minute horror show. My name is Ben, your host, and I love horror movies. In fact, I watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie Sleigh Bells from 2018. This is an hour-long jiggle festival with a little bit of gore and a lot of dubstep. The most interesting thing about this movie is something that happened completely independent of it, and I will get into that in a little bit. Also, Barry Bostwick is in it. This movie was directed by Spooky Dan Walker. Don't come at me. I'm not trying to be cute here. That's how he's credited in the movie. Spooky Dan Walker did the effects for Deep Blue Sea starring Samuel L. Jackson. That's nuts. I cut class one afternoon in college to go see that in the theater. Boom! Sleigh Bells is not currently streaming here in Canada, so you'll either have to find yourself a copy or just be satisfied with my review, I guess. The Adventure Girls are a pair of YouTube urban explorers, and what that means is that they trespass into places that they shouldn't be. Then they act very loud and annoying, and then they steal stuff and leave. The girls, Dahlia and Sadie, aren't complicated. Dahlia has a rich dad that pays the bills, and Sadie has a terrible boyfriend. Their friend Alexi doesn't steal, has a job, and tries to keep them on track as best she can. Alexi loves Christmas, so the Adventure Girls decide to urban explore an abandoned Santa's Village type theme park. Sadie of the Adventure Girls in this movie is played by a former YouTuber named Hannah Wagner, aka Miss Hannah Minx. Hannah spent some time going to university in Japan, and after that she decided that she wanted to become a Japanese culture YouTuber. She focused on exposing her American audience to things like anime, Japanese cuisine, and cultural traditions. She had over 600,000 followers, and she was beginning to appear in movies just like this one until she completely disappeared. Shortly before the premiere of this movie, her social media was completely scrubbed and she was just gone. No one saw or heard from her again. Online speculation went wild. There are entire videos made about this, but you can look those up on your own. Now, many years later, it really looks like she decided to get married and give it all up to live a normal life. But there's still no confirmation of that. On the way to the park, they stop at a bar to pee and they meet a grizzled old bartender named Cherry, played by Diane Salinger. Cherry hates Christmas. They also meet a young cop named Sean who looks an awful lot like Aaron Paul from Breaking Bad. As the girls do shots, we learn that someone has been abducting children in the area. After some light flirtation between Alexi and Sean, the group gets back on the road and finally hits the park. Santaland looks suitably abandoned and creepy, and after a quick costume change for the ladies, the adventure begins. Hannah Minx isn't the only interesting adventure girl. This is Susan Slaughter. She plays Dahlia. She's a paranormal investigator appearing on the Ghost Hunters programs in their various iterations, and she also identifies as a witch. Slaughter initially appeared on a contest program called Ghost Hunters Academy, and when she won that, she went on to join the cast of Ghost Hunters International. Leading up to 2023, she was also a contributor on another series called Paranormal Caught on Camera. She has apparently executed hundreds of investigations in 40 different countries, and she regularly guests on podcasts, conventions, and gives lectures at universities.
Cool beans.
While at the park being as annoying as possible, the trio are attacked by a Krampus monster. The ladies are saved by Barry Bostwick as Santa Claus, only he's a biker Santa Claus. He reveals that the Krampus is his partner, and they're linked supernaturally. You can't have one without the other, and as long as one is alive, the other can't die. The group calls in Sean to help. Sadie's crappy boyfriend shows up, but don't worry, Krampus deals with him. Eventually, we learn who woke the Krampus up, how this person relates to Santa, and how they can stop all this chaos. Imagine Spike TV. Do you remember Spike TV? Yeah, that's Spike TV. Imagine Spike TV made a horror film. It would probably look just like this movie. All bouncing boobs, panty shots, and terrible dubstep. But at least the practical effects were decent. Can you imagine that this was Richard Mall's last on-screen appearance before he passed? Well, it was. Ho, ho! Avoid this movie. I rate Sleigh Bells a 4 out of 10.
Yikes!
As always, a link to my Letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement, helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
Wait a second. Where are your reindeer? And where's Mrs. Claus? And where are your elves?